Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin, Master Certified Life Coach and Mindset Coach.
I'm Sandra Priestley. I'm a business and branding coach and a Feng Shui practitioner. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
I decided today that I am
Yes.
going to be drinking tea. I'm drinking peppermint probiotic tea.
Oh, I was thinking tea today would be good, and I was thinking peppermint tea.
Wow. We're like so in sync. It's freaky.
I know, but I've got some lemon water. Living on the edge.
We are. We seem to
Mhm.
be drinking less alcohol lately, which is not a bad thing.
It's not. It's like we got stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of
Mhm.
importance. Okay.
So,
I'm excited to see what we decide to chat about today. I we were talking earlier about quotes and
uh-huh.
we both found because we're quote girls. Like I love quotes. They're so inspiring.
Mhm.
I worked with a girl one time. She said, "I can't stand quotes. They're so awful. I mean, everyone does them." And I thought, oh, okay. But I am so inspired by
Mhm.
every freaking quote that I
Yeah.
can like
I mean,
align to and like
yeah.
feel.
Because
Not
there are
the like
some that
other
don't
ones, right?
resonate with you. Like I'll read some of them and
Right.
go, yeah, this part
Yeah,
makes sense, but you lost me here.
exactly.
Yes.
And I don't really love the quotes that everyone uses.
Yes.
I mean, leaves clues. That one drives me crazy. Um, but I
Hmm.
love the ones where it's like it makes you think and you
Hmm.
can connect like almost like at a heart level
It
to it.
speaks to you.
And it changes who I am, I
Hmm.
swear. Like just those little things and sometimes forever and sometimes for the
Well,
moment.
it's a perspective shift in the moment.
Yes.
And don't you find that sometimes the quote will pop up and it's like, I needed to see that right now.
Yes.
And then you feel it.
Mhm.
So what you got?
Okay, this is my favorite one. And I shared part of it in my journaling group because I this month we're talking about manifestation
Mm.
and it felt to me like the universe is like astrologically speaking and there are a lot of asteroids or something because it just felt a little chaotic to me in my life and everyone around me. But so I had to get back to center today and had to get back to like, what is it that I want to create? What is it I want to manifest? What is it that I want to bring into my life
Mhm.
instead of always focusing on what do I want to release? Which I think it's really important to release the things that no longer
Mhm.
serve you and to release
Sure.
the thoughts that you have that you don't that aren't serving you at all.
Mhm.
But I also think it's just as important to create and to tell the story that you want, right? It's like, how
Yeah.
you say, like, what story do you want to tell here? Or what are you making it mean? It's like, I think it's important to not only release the story you don't want, but actively create the one that you do.
Mhm.
And
And that
so
happens simultaneously because
if,
as you're focused on what you want
mhm,
and you're talking about or writing about what you want, you're
mhm.
not thinking about the shit you've let go. You were thinking about these are the things I want in my buffet.
But I find if I choose, okay, so this is like a side conversation here at our bar table, but like if I choose to only focus on the positive and what I want,
Mhm.
sometimes I neglect looking at the things that are holding me back that are running around in my subconscious mind.
Well,
The
those things pop
clutter.
up naturally because you have to clear them to move.
Right. Exactly.
Mhm. Yeah.
So like for me, it's like a two-step process almost like I like a release first and then decide what I want to tell and then tell the story of what I want, right?
Mhm. And I don't know
And
about even release first because
really,
sometimes it's grow, release, because as you are taking
oh
that next
yes,
step, it's like now you've got to let this shit go.
right.
And
Very true. It's like an onion,
yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you shed layer upon
Yeah.
layer of like, and just when you think you're done, no, you're
No.
not.
Mm-mm.
There's another layer. So yes, I totally agree. But like in a daily practice, I feel like releasing, choosing something different, and then building is
Yeah.
important.
Mhm.
So today in our group, I shared this quote and I love it so much, especially the beginning. And it says, walk like the ground beneath you is glowing.
Mm.
And then it goes on to say, like every step you take is taking you to your life's purpose. And I felt that so deeply, like walk like the ground beneath you is glowing. And I think sometimes we forget in the moment because we get so distracted and up in
Yeah.
our head and so distracted with our daily bullshit,
The
like the daily
stories.
things, the stories, the situations, the things that don't really matter.
Mm-mm.
Like one of my other favorite quotes is like, if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't worry for more than 5 minutes over it.
Mm-hmm.
But we can really cycle ourselves in that crap and then stay in our heads and not like centered on the ground.
Yeah.
And so I started thinking about like, when had I really like lost that feeling of like the ground beneath me glowing? Because like
Mm-hmm.
that's how I want to live my life,
Mm-hmm.
like inspiring people and making people laugh and
And
just
being
being
sure-footed and knowing
sure-footed.
where you're going
Yes.
and
Like,
knowing that you've got the support of the
right.
angels or the universe
Yes.
or God
Like
right there with you.
calm,
Yes.
confident,
Mm-hmm.
balanced, like just
Mm-hmm.
so assured. And I needed the reminder because I think, and I like, it's an active process for me anyway, to stay in the frequency of what I want. I can think in terms of what I want, but staying in the frequency of what I want, staying in that, like
Mm-hmm.
being the person now
Mm-hmm.
that I want to be later on, it's an active process for me. And
Yeah.
sometimes I forget
Mm-hmm. Because
and I
we
get
slip back into old patterns.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Fear and doubt and shame and guilt and all the rest of those low vibe
All the stuff.
frequency feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes active work to
Mm-hmm.
make the ground glow,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
But it
And
feels so good when it does.
it does.
Uh-huh.
And for me, that quote just, it snaps me back. It snaps me back into this, okay, like move through this with grace. No matter what is happening, we can move through this. We can choose to move through this with grace.
Mm-hmm.
And that's glowing for me. So
Mm-hmm.
that was my quote. Like yeah, it just like instantly up levels for me. Like I feel like this instant power, personal
Yeah.
power when I read it.
You got to post that on our page because I need to share it.
Oh, okay. I
Mm-hmm.
will. I love it.
So, first of all, I want to say today was Paul's last day at work.
Like,
21 and a half years
wow.
last day. Um, so that's like,
How are you going to celebrate?
well, we had a date night last night, and then tonight we have Easton. So we're gonna grill some steaks, and I think steaks or scallops. He
Oh,
asked me
nice.
what I wanted, and I said, your choice. So I have no idea what he got. But we're gonna cook and hang out with Easton
Play
and
some pool.
play. Oh, yeah. Because Easton will be like, are y'all gonna play pool? Because he always takes
Aw,
the last shot. But
cute.
second exciting thing today is that I'm waiting on the I am a sailor call from my son.
Wow.
So,
Like, how fast was that?
well, the first few weeks were slow as hell.
Were
And
they? Because you
I,
thought
my,
and you couldn't talk to him?
yeah, my heart ached, couldn't talk to him, couldn't like nothing. No,
Mhm.
I could write him, but like for the first week, I didn't have a place to send it.
Right.
So, he's been like I talked to him about 48 hours ago, and he said he was getting ready to go through this 36-hour stint with no sleep. And I think they're called battle stations, where they are trained on everything they've learned and they have to pass. And they're sleep deprived and probably hungry, I'm guessing. I don't know. Um, delirious. So once he finishes that and he passes, he calls to say, I'm a sailor.
Aw.
And I don't know when he's going to call. So I'm keeping my phone very handy
Is it
because,
is it not cool? Like this is what I loved when I was working alongside the military and the released veterans.
mm-hmm,
I thought it was so cool. Well, and it's the same, I mean, I suppose in any environment, but like the traditions and
mm-hmm,
the language, it's a whole new environment. Like
yeah,
it's like you're learning all over again to
yeah,
speak a language.
mm-hmm,
It's
yeah,
completely different, and it's so neat to hear all of these, like, okay, this is my official I'm a sailor
mm-hmm,
call, or like,
yeah.
it just feels so cool.
And he's going to have a bond with these guys. Like
Hmm.
he has a new family. Now, they're not going to replace us, but they are an addition to our family. And,
Yeah,
because they have to have each other's, it's just
I know.
like, I'm so excited for him and I'm so excited to see where he goes.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, okay.
1 year ago, Sunday was when we took that map, that beautiful world map. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes, I do. And
Up,
you posted
put
in
it
his office.
together, put it in his office in his journey fucking area.
Feng Shui, man, it works.
And I'm like, holy shit. Like, what happened in a year? Like,
Right?
look at the trajectory of his life turn. So, you know what
Yeah.
I did? Do you know
What?
what I did?
A little
I
peek.
went to enjoythewood.com and I ordered the map for me
Oh, good for
or
you.
for us. However, I did not order that ginormous one that
Mhm.
we put in his office because I don't have a wall to put that on that doesn't already have something on it.
Right.
So I ordered a small one that will
Nice.
go over the door that we've got a barn door that goes into our bathroom. So
Mhm.
over that door, we'll put this, and it's a nice size.
And this is
And
the new journey area?
it is in, get this, it is in our abundance area,
Ooh.
which represents our abundance coming from all over the world,
Yeah.
but it's in the journey area of
Of a
our abundance
Love it.
sector.
Do you
So
know what I
yes,
love the most about this story though?
huh?
And the most about feng shui in
Mm-hmm,
general
mm-hmm,
is that sometimes we put I don't like to use the word cure, like myself personally, I don't like to use the
sure.
word cure, even though it's a traditional feng shui thing. But we put these items in our space for a purpose. Particularly, I find this is true with journey. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like we put it there for a reason, but like it happens, we see it happening, but it's always so much bigger or so much different than when we thought it was
Yeah.
going to be, but it's always so much better.
Yep. This or something better.
This or something better.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love that because a lot of times, we go like, "Oh, I want my business to explode this year."
What does
And you
that
place
mean?
it there. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
what happened? Now I have a whole new second business, or I have two podcasts, or like,
Yeah.
it's just like a lot of times it's like, it's just putting the magic there. And the magic wand is like, you don't know what's going to come.
Love the
I
magic
love
wand.
that story
Speak,
so much.
speaking of magic, you do not need to believe in magic. You are magic. Believe in yourself.
I love that
Oh,
quote. I
that's my
know.
quote
And
as I
how did
hijack the
that just like,
conversation.
I know. But that just went smoothly.
Yeah.
But isn't that so true?
Mm-hmm.
It just gives us our personal power back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because too often we just think, we forget that we are in control of
Nice.
of our own power, of our own
Mm-hmm. Our
self, of our own
story.
being, of our own story, of our, like, we get to choose,
Yeah.
right? Choose badass or like
Yeah.
something else that doesn't, whatever it happens to be. Like we get to choose. We can choose overwhelm or badass.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sadness, badass. Insecurity, badass.
Exactly.
Angry, badass. Yeah.
Right. And I just think it just allows us to take, I don't know, take the power back, take the control back, take
Mhm.
the decision-making power back and stand in our own self.
Yes. And
And that's
realize our fucking power
right.
and our magic.
I know.
I mean, that's when it gets
It's so
fun.
cool. It's so
I
cool.
had a weight loss patient that came in yesterday and she was like, I need therapy. I need help. Like, do you have people that need help with the emotional side of weight loss? And I was like, yeah. Like, if you don't have a mindset shift, you're not
Mhm.
going to keep your weight off. Like, absolutely 100%. You'll go back to what you knew before. You've got to fundamentally change.
Don't you think, okay, this is a really good question, but like,
Mhm.
don't you think that everything is like 80% mindset? Like every single
Every
change,
single thing,
every
everything.
single thing you want to achieve is like
Yeah.
80% mindset, maybe even more.
I would probably say more. Um, because what we do every day determines where we go.
Mhm.
So if we have shitty habits that are holding us back, our shitty habits are holding us back. And
Mhm.
if you want to get to where you want to go, sometimes we need new habits. What is that one? Do I have that on here? People don't decide their futures, they decide their habits, and their habits decide their futures.
Oh yeah. And what's freaky is that I posted that same thing just a couple days ago.
Same we did.
I know. But it's, and I've never noticed it. I mean, I've always known that intellectually, you know,
Yeah.
but I've been coaching this new client of mine the last like month-ish. And I, of course, am like I'm seeing my business differently now that I'm not working with a private coach. So I've taken a break so that I can come into my own, like so that I'm not in anyone else's energy. I'm in my own
Mm-hmm.
energy and I'm really trying to figure out, okay, like let's just take all that I've learned and then let's go from here before I decide to hire another coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really looking at, I don't know, like it's just like open another door, walk through that door, open another door, walk through that door for me this year. But the journaling, I
The
think,
magic
has
door.
been the magic door. The journaling also, because I'm noticing I just, I didn't commit to an end goal. I committed to the daily habit of journaling. And I
Mm-hmm.
just trusted that the daily habit would change my fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been because it's not it I feel like more doors are opening for me because
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them now. I'm prepared for them and I'm willing to take a step. I'm willing to look at why I don't want to walk through them and
Mm-hmm.
walk through them anyway, probably, right? Like the
Yeah.
journaling has just been such a game changer, but like it doesn't really matter what it is, whether it's weight loss for me, whether it's the journaling project for me, whether it's my business for me. I really feel like this, I think I said this is like the year of yes for me, but it's also the year of like, what am I going to do every single day and have faith that it's going to change my fucking life forever?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do every day?
Yeah.
And one of the things that I can do every day is make sure that my mindset is focused on where I'm going,
Mm-hmm.
that I can clear out the crappy thoughts, but also like, where am I going? How can I make sure that the ground is glowing?
Yes.
And just like every single day be proud of the process, be proud of the habits and be proud of like just taking the steps and having faith that it'll all work out in whatever way it's meant to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Which is hard sometimes.
it is hard. It is hard
Mm-hmm.
because we tend to look at the tangible stuff.
Yeah.
We tend to look at, what is quantifiable. Like, so
Well, and
I
not even
step on
that
the
though.
scale, for example,
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm
right?
sorry.
Like if I step on the scale and I make it mean
Mhm.
something, and then I step on the scale the next day, and let's say it goes up or it doesn't go down, or it doesn't go down as much as the next person or whatever. It's like, then I make that mean something,
Mhm.
right?
And you
And
tell a story
so
about it.
tell the story about it. And
Yeah.
2023 for me is about not worrying about the outcome,
Mhm.
just being proud of my role in the process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm proud of my nutrition plan that I'm following, and I'm following it well, and it feels good. It's not just like, this is a really shitty diet and I'm proud of myself for following it. It's like, whoa, I've made really good, healthy choices for
Mhm.
myself every single day.
Mhm.
And I am proud that I journal every single day, and it's become a part of who I am moving forward. And I
You're going to
think,
start doing more things that make you go, "Oh, I'm proud of you."
yes,
That's what you're doing. And it's going to
yes,
become a habit.
full chills. But
Mhm.
it feels
Yeah.
fun too. It just, like, it's every single day I am thinking, oh, you know what? This is popped up in front of me. Maybe I should just walk through that door. Let's see what happens. And then it becomes a new daily process for me.
Mhm. The whole idea of the door, I love, because just even thinking about, there are opportunities and things that pop up that's kind of like that magic door.
Yeah.
And now when you talk about the door, what I feel is this excitement, like, oh, it's behind the door, behind the door. And
It's
there
like the
are
price is
things,
right.
right? And there
Woo!
are things that pop up that when they show up, I'm like, oh, I mean, it's that same feeling of wonder and excitement to see what's there. It might
Yeah.
be nothing, but it might be something amazing.
Right?
Look.
Might be nothing, but when you walk through the door, you think, whoa, where am I going? Ooh, another door.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like I'm in a, I don't know, like a house of doors.
Mhm.
So
But
cool.
it's fun to see where it leads and what shows up. And the more things that we have to remind us of where we're going, like
Yeah.
my map that I'm getting
So
in, it's
cool.
on the way.
Yeah.
Um, then we're thinking about it because we have a reminder of it
I also
every day.
think, I also think that I'm trusting that if a door shows up, I'm going to walk through it.
Yeah.
I'm trusting that it's going to lead me
Mhm.
someplace where I'm meant to go. And I think I have worked with so many women. I have been this person before where it's like, um, an opportunity shows up and then I like beat it to death with a pros and cons list. I like,
Let's figure
I
out why this won't work.
overthink, and I just like, oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God. And I feel that excitement initially of like, what? It's so cool. And then, your brain, just what it's meant to do, is like trying to protect me from failure, right? Like it's like this failure generator.
Mhm.
Like, how many reasons is this not good? And in the year of yes, I just don't go there. I don't even get to that. Why isn't this going to work? I'm just like,
Well,
ooh, magic door. Let's see what's
because
behind
you
it.
know if something is not for you or if it's not in your highest good, so to speak, it won't work out and you
And
will be diverted to something. So it might take you here, but then it's
Mhm.
going to send you off here. Like, oh, honey, here's a shortcut kind of a thing.
And I also feel like there's a couple other things that have been working for me this year. I know what I want. And anytime something comes up, I think, will this take me closer to what I want or what I don't?
Mhm. Yeah.
Easy. That's not my fucking door, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So like there's that. And then
Absolutely.
I also don't make failure mean anything about me. And I'm not even sure that I use that word. It's like, oh, that didn't work. Okay, what's next? It's like part of the process, like a trial and error. Like, oh, okay, fell down on that one. Now, what did I learn from it and how can I do something different?
Mhm.
Like, I don't make it mean that I'm a failure. It's just like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, that didn't work. Let's revamp, let's back up.
But what
And I
did you
think a lot of
learn?
right. I
you
think
know?
when we don't take that step though, when there's an opportunity and we're fearful of it, it's because we're so dang tied to the fact that if we fail, it means something about us.
Mhm.
And I'm just not willing to do that anymore.
Yeah.
But I used to overthink the piss out of everything. Like it was like I overthought the magic. And now
Mhm.
I lean into what's my initial gut reaction. If it makes my heart sing, it's meant for me.
Yeah. And if it doesn't, it's not.
Exactly.
When my granddaughter was learning how to walk, she could have probably walked at 12 months. Um, but she talked late too.
Hmm.
But what her deal was she didn't want to do it if she couldn't do it right.
Right.
And she was afraid because she didn't want to fail. She was a baby. I don't know how she knew this, but she was slow to do things because she wanted everything to be perfect before she started. And we
Mhm.
fucking live like that.
Yeah.
Instead of understanding that she's supposed to get up and take 3 steps and fall. It
Right.
doesn't make her a failure. She's learning how to walk.
Exactly.
She's learning how to talk. Like, and we're at various stages of our life and business and friendships and parenthood.
Yeah.
And if we gave ourselves the same grace, going, I've never done this piece before. Let me just see what happens, and instead of judging, should have
Right.
been perfect. Should have been perfect.
Like
How
this
could
is
you have
just
been
trial
perfect?
and error. Let's just try it and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
So,
what's the worst case scenario?
right.
Because the majority of decisions that we make, the majority of the things that we take on, the new challenges that we take on, are
Mhm.
not going to be life or death situations.
Not a tattoo on your face.
Not a tattoo on your face. It's just going to be like, oh, okay. If I try this, I'm going to either win or I'm going to learn. And either way, I
Mhm.
win.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pressure we put on ourselves is ridiculous. But I
It
think we're
is.
out of time.
I think we might be.
And I'm not sure.
I don't know, but it went really fast.
It did go really fast.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
thank you, Sandra. This was good. I appreciate it. Thank you for spending your Thursday with me.
Mhm.
And thank you
Okay.
guys for joining us on the Happy Half Hour. We'll see you next Thursday. Bye.
Bye.